friends, my name is Mailynn and welcome back to my channel. I'm a flutist, performer, and music teacher located in the city of Kamloops, British Columbia, and this is my channel where we learn all things flute, so thank you so much for joining me here today. In today's video, we're going to be doing another Christmas favorite, and this one's called Jolly Old St. Nicholas, so if you're interested, then just keep on watching. As always, if you have any questions throughout the video, please feel free to drop them in the comment section down below. I do my best to answer them as soon as I see them. Also, if you have any issues when it comes to practicing, please feel free to also check out my free practice guide, also located in the description down below. It gives you 8 really easy steps to follow to help guide your practice sessions. Alright, so let's just get right into today's video. So I am taking this music score from 8notes.com. Again, this one is not sponsored, just like all my other ones so far. I am just using their resource because they have a wonderful selection of pieces for beginners up to advanced. So I'd highly recommend taking a look there if there's any piece that you're looking for. So I'm going to be taking this from the flute and piano accompaniment. So if you find that you do want to play this with an accompaniment part, feel free to take a look at the description and take a look at the link there, and you'll be able to follow along with the score. I believe the MIDI file is also available if you are a member of their website. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my own transcription of what is written right over here. So we'll take a look at our first 6 starter bits before we get into clapping, counting, and then finally playing the piece. So number 1, we're going to be looking at our key signature. How you find the key signature is you look between the treble clef or the clef of the piece there and the time signature. So I don't see anything there, so that means it can either be in C major or A minor. So we'll take a look at the first and last note to see if we can find the tonic of either one of those key signatures. We're going to take a look at the beginning. We don't start on a C, but we do end on a C, so that is a high indication that we are in C major. We'll take a look and see if we can find the relative minor here, just to make sure that we're not playing in the minor key in any part of this. So how you do that is you can find the relative minor key by either going down 3 letter names or up 6 letter names from the tonic of the major key. So we know that C major is the major key, so we can go down 3 letter names, so that'd be C, B, A, so that's how you find the relative minor. And then we're going to be looking for the raised 7th, so that means you're going to go down 1 semitone from the tonic of the minor key, so A, and if you go and look at your keyboard, you go down 1 step, 1 semitone, that would be G sharp. So we'll take a look and see if there's any G sharps, and there aren't, so I'd say we are in C major. Number 2, we're going to be looking at our time signature. So here we are playing in 2/4 time. So the top number tells us how many beats we have per measure, so that means we have 2 beats per measure, and the bottom number tells us what note type those beats are played at. So a 4 represents a quarter note, so that means we have 2 quarter notes per measure. Number 3, we're going to be looking at our tempo indication. So here we have moderato written in. So I'm going to be playing this piece, clapping and counting, as well as playing it on the flute at a quarter note equals 88. If you find that when you're practicing it that that's a little bit too fast, you can always go back into the playback settings and slow it down. Or if you want to play it at a faster tempo when you are surpassing 88, you can always speed it up as well. Also, a good range of a moderato tempo could be anywhere from 86 beats per minute to 97 beats per minute. Again, that equals the quarter note. So that means every beat is when the metronome ticks. Number 4, we're going to be looking at our dynamics. So we're going to see if we have any interesting dynamics written in here. So we do have one dynamic marking here, and that's forte right at the beginning. Otherwise, we don't have anything else written. So I would say we'd play the piece at a nice forte, which is a nice loud sound with as much air and clarity as you can achieve. Number 5, we're going to be looking at our articulation. So we're going to see if you have any slurs or any staccatos or anything like that. And we don't have anything here, so I would recommend having a nice, beautiful, regular tonguey here. So we're going to have a very gentle ta at the beginning of each note, making sure that you're supporting it with a nice ha every time you play the note so that you have a nice, beautiful sound. And then number 6, we're going to be looking at our roadmap. So we're going to see if we have any repeats or da capos, and at a quick glance, we don't have any, so that means we're just going to be reading it from the top to the bottom. Now we're going to get into clapping and counting this piece. So again, my quarter note is going to equal 88. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 1, 2. Alright, very nice. So that one should be really easy to pick up. If you find you're having issues, make sure you go back into the playback settings of this video and slow it down to a tempo where you're not making any mistakes. And then slowly, as you are practicing it and you're getting more comfortable with it, then you can move the metronome up either by 1 or 2 or 3 clicks every single day till you get to the tempo that you want to perform it at. Alright, so now that we've clapped and counted, let's get into playing it with the flute. So again, a quarter note is going to equal 88. 1, 2, 1 and 2. Wonderful! So just before we end today's video with the notes here, if you find that you're having difficulty with reading the notes, then you can always make sure that you go into the description here and check out my free beginners series. I actually teach how to learn the flute from the very beginning. So without having any musical knowledge at all, and just your flute, I teach you how to read music. So I would recommend taking a look at those first few videos there in case you don't know how to read. If you're still uncomfortable with note names, make sure that you write them in so you can actually pen them in with a pencil on top of any of the notes there that you are uncomfortable with the letter names, just so that you feel comfortable with reading those notes as you learn the piece. Alright, so that's going to be it for today's video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section down below. And if you're having issues with practicing, check out my free practice guide, also link in the description down below. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you are having an absolutely wonderful day and holiday season. And as always, happy fluting!